Welcome to Principles of Contracts and Negotiations, Winter 2015 with Jessica Nielsen. A little bit about me. I am a former litigator of contract and employment law in Los Angeles. I represented mostly large clients at big law firms. I also had a small consumer-oriented practice in Washington for a few years, dealing with contract law and personal injury. Negotiations are critical. One of the things I did was I got a Seattle rock band out of a bad contract. Turns out the producer wanted them to make a record, and they didn't feel artistically it was the right thing for them. And all the producer really wanted was an apology. So I learned the value of, saving face and doing apologies as a negotiation, as opposed to just straight legal litigation. My bachelor's is in English literature. I got a JD at University of Oregon, and in my mid-30s I went back to Harvard and I got an LLM, specifically in contract law, specifically in teaching. I do love contract law, as you will see from the week 1 materials. Your first stop after watching this video is to turn to the syllabus. There you will see the requirements for the whole quarter. I'm going to put on Canvas everything in weekly modules. I'll try and stay a week ahead for those people who like to work ahead. And the 3 quarter-long projects that we're going to work on that will be drafting a contract, reporting on what you learned regarding your negotiation skills, and I'm going to do a fun exercise called reporting on a non-negotiable issue. The latter 2 are both explained in the syllabus. The instructions are there, and then I'll get into more detail as we get a little closer. This quarter I'm doing a different book. In the past I've done Getting to Yes, which is a classic in the area of negotiation, but I got some feedback from students that it was a little too basic and that a lot of them had read it before. So I chose a book which I'm still reading myself called Gain the Edge, Negotiating to Get What You Want by a gentleman named Marty Latz. Marty went to Harvard like myself, and I know him. He's actually given me a video called Gain the Edge, and the idea here is that the book is a little more complex than the prior book, but it also gives you more information. It's not an easy of a read, but the more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. And really, bottom line here, you're just trying to improve your negotiation skills from wherever your starting point. You don't need to absorb this book perfectly. You just even just scanning this book will be helpful and will help you grow your negotiation skills. So I know it's kind of a thick book, and I haven't assigned all of the book for reading because it's just a little bit too much. So that's my general goal for this book. Again, you get out of it what you put into it, but don't panic about getting it down perfectly. How to succeed in this course. Basically, I recommend that you find groups of 3 or 4, or even 2, and just support each other through the course. Make a connection, have a human interaction to kind of make up for the fact that this is an online course. For the exams, they are primarily going to be on contract law, and they are going to be learning new terminology, as you might find in any substantive law course, and then understanding how that law is applied in a factual setting. You really need to learn how to issue spot, which is a skill of anyone in a legal setting, and that is trying to figure out what the legal issue is. So you're going to be looking at a set of facts and saying, yes, I think there's an issue with the offer here, or I think there's an issue with consideration. That's your goal, is to not know the law, to understand the background law in general. It's called black letter law, but to be able to identify where there might be a question about the law. Well, how am I going to negotiate in an online class? It worked last year, so I have faith that it's going to work this year. There'll probably be a few rough edges, and so I appreciate your patience if you work with me. But here's how I envision it. You are going to need to find 1 or more negotiation partners for the quarter. You have to have a minimum of 1 other negotiation partner, and if you choose, you can do 2 or more. There'll be a couple of different negotiation projects. What you do is I'll put a board up that allows people to make arrangements to find somebody who has a compatible schedule with yours versus via phone. You can do Skype negotiation. You can meet in person. This is the extra flavor of in-person contact that this class will provide. Um, Maybe find somebody who has a common interest. When you read the introductions, you'll find just approach somebody about being a negotiation partner, and then I'll put a discussion board up that will help you connect with them. Uh, Last year, some people were a little panicked that the course doesn't show up as an illegal elective in Degree Audit, and that's just a fault of Degree Audit, which is an imperfect tool. Degree Audit, this in fact does count as a legal elective for you, and I'll change Degree Audit to reflect that, so you don't need to panic about that. One thing that can happen in an online class is you can feel like you're losing touch. You can let things slide if you don't pay attention. That can be kind of frightening. So this is designed to be done on a weekly basis. Everything's going to be due on the Sunday of the week, so you find the time that works for you to do the work. Initially, for the first couple of weeks, I'm going to estimate the amount of time that it's going to take you to make you so that you can kind of gauge your own time and make sure you're putting in the right amount of time for the class. You've got to follow deadlines and look at the syllabus, and I will make every effort to make things as clear as I possibly can. If you have any questions, please contact me, email me, phone me. Email is probably the best, and I look forward to getting to know you throughout this class. We'll have fun. Take care. Bye-bye.